Welcome back to this week's episode of Hey Your Guts podcast. I'm Rizzo.
I'm Vivi. And I'm Haley.
And this week is post-wedding.
Yes.
It was so awesome. So much fun. Very little, no drama.
Well. No drama-ish.
Yeah, there was some interesting behavior.
We had a total of 7 people. That includes friends, siblings, cousins, grandparents, who just decided that their RSVP was just a no big deal if they decided not to come.
Are you serious? 7?
7 people, which if I'm being like generous and polite, I'll put it down to like $150 a person. Ideally, it's $200 a person. That really wraps up in the cost, but $150 a person.
Yeah.
So that's $1,400.
Fuck.
That we didn't have to pay. That people just decided was no biggie. And let me count really quick. Hang on. And 4 of those people did it without ever saying anything to us. So 4 people like ditched our wedding and essentially have not reached out to us since.
If you're one of those people, you suck.
You do suck. And I'm mad at you, and you're lucky I'm not name dropping today.
You will receive a Venmo request.
So that was annoying, but we chose to not dwell on that until after our honeymoon. I was just telling Elena that we chose to not talk about anything drama related until Sunday driving home. Mm-hmm. And then it was like the ultimate shit talk fest. Like so good. But yeah.
The ultimate debrief. That must have been so juicy.
Well, yeah. And then like we had an interesting time following the wedding. So I was telling Elena I was a little upset with how the venue like handled cleanup. Mm-hmm. They were supposed to do a little bit more of the work than they actually did. We think our guy might have been drunk who was in charge.
Oh, I see.
He kept telling Ethan about Pokemon Go and how it was a really popular area for Pokemon Go. So that was a little concerning.
Ain't shit else out to do out there.
For real, I guess. And so like it was kind of just a shit show, whatever, but we're leaving. Obviously we're all drunk, but Ethan's telling me I have the food and I have the cake. And so I'm like, cool. Like that's all I really care about besides like some of the decorations that I know we can get back. So we get back to the hotel, whatever. I put the food away, all the champagne, all of that stuff. I'm in bed. I'm watching Housewives. I'm a little stoned. I'm like, God, it's time for a sweet treat. And we didn't actually eat any cake at the wedding. We had like a bite each, but like neither of us wanted it. So I'm about to eat some cookies. I'm like, you know what? No, I want some of my wedding cake. And then I start to realize I didn't see the cake when I'm putting away any of the food. Fuck. And Ethan said he had the cake. So I'm like, okay, there's like only a few options of where this cake could be if it was in Ethan's possession. And it all had to be in my brother's car. And so I'd had my brother's wife go get our card box because I realized there was money in it. So I was like, I should probably get that out of their car. And I'm like, so she would have seen the cake. So it's not in there. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, Ethan lost our wedding cake. And so he's like went to bed hammered too. And so I try to wake him up and I keep like waking him awake. And I'm like, Ethan. And he's like, I'm up. Like he's like sleepwalking almost. Keeps telling me he's awake or whatever. And like, I'm like starting to cry because like I'm so little drunk and I'm like emotional thinking, we don't have our wedding cake. Like he lost our wedding cake. We don't get to have that in a year on our anniversary. Kind of flipping out a little. But and so I keep going, where's the cake? And he's like, the cake is here. And so I'm like, show me the cake. And we're going back and forth. And he's just like, he's hammered. Like he's so drunk.
The night of the wedding?
Yes, this is the night of the wedding. And so he's like, okay, I'll show you where it's at. Takes me to the fridge. And I open the fridge. And I'm like, point to the cake. He can't point to the cake. He's just kind of looking at it like,
there was no cake to be pointed at.
Yeah, there was no cake. And so I'm like, let's just go to bed. Like it's probably still at the venue. Like, I just thought you had it because you told me you had the cake. But he's like, no, now you're mad at me. Again, he's hammered. So he's like, no, you're mad at me. I'm like, I'm not mad at you. Let's just go to bed. He's like, but the cake is here. And I'm like, show me the cake then. And he's like, I will. And then he doesn't do anything because he's so hammered. He forgot what he was just saying. And then he starts going, I found it. And he pulls out like my vow notebook. And I'm like, not what we're looking for. But okay. And then he's like, I found the camera. I'm like, good job, babe. I'm laying in bed at this point. Like, I am not like participating. Yeah. But ended up being that the venue did not give us our cake back. And so we did go get it the next day and it was fine. But he had everything but the cake. He had the cake stand He had the cake topper. He had the cake knife set. And so he thought he had the cake. He did not. And then we did a hot air balloon ride. And you have to be there at 5 a.m. It was 20 minutes away from the hotel. I set all the alarms. It was 2 days after the wedding, so we had a day to recover. I must have woken up with the first alarm and decided to turn them all off because we wake up 15 minutes before we're supposed to be there. And I'm like, again, about to cry, about to crash out because it's like not refundable if you're late.
Yeah.
And like they will like leave without you and like you just basically like lose your money that you put in. And this was a gift to us. So I was like, really don't want to do that. So we had to like haul ass. Like I could barely see the road. Like I was like telling Ethan, I was like, where's the road? Because I told him I would drive. Because I'm like, I usually drive in the morning. Like we planned that the night before. But I'm like dying. The car's all foggy. I'm like racing. We're trying to call, like just be like, hey, like we're running late. Can't get through to the number, whatever. We turn on this dirt road and I can't see around the corner. Like, you know, when it's like scary like that. So he's like, turn on the brights. I don't know where the brights are on my car. Are you kidding me? Like my lights are automatic. And so I couldn't figure that out. And I accidentally turned the headlights off and Ethan freaked out. But we got there on time and then it was fine. And we actually weren't the last ones there. There was another like girl and her friend.
Mm-hmm.
They ended up asking us for a ride to the breakfast spot so they could rent a car because I guess halfway through to driving from LA to Temecula, they got a flat tire and Ubered the rest of the way to their hot air balloon ride.
That's crazy.
So those were our big honeymoon events.
Wow.
That I can pull out right now. But we also just drank a lot of wine and relaxed. Mm-hmm. But that was great.
Yeah, it looked really fun all the way up there.
Mm-hmm. It was, I can only describe it like a Ferris wheel, I guess, because you're moving so slow.
Mm-hmm.
But also like Life 360 will register it as a drive. It registers it as like a 10 mile per hour drive.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
When we landed, it was like, Ethan finished a ride. And I was like, oh my God. But I imagine it's a lot like if you've ever been on it, the high roller Ferris wheel in Las Vegas. It's kind of like, it's like a 45-minute to an hour long Ferris wheel ride. And you're kind of just like sitting but moving, if that makes sense. However, he did say, don't move too fast because we could tip the basket.
Oh.
And then when we went to land, there's like a landing position and you like grab these ropes and everyone leans in the same direction. You guys, we were hitting mountain. Like we were like fucking like dunk, 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 dunk. Terrifying. I thought we were going to fall out of the basket.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
It was really cool. And I was kind of like, okay, let's do it again. But he was like, the guy did say, I haven't had a fun landing like that in a while. So I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, so that's not usual.
No.
Okay.
But really fun. Highly recommend. They only do sunrise in Temecula for a really shitty reason. Because number one, you can't do sunset in Temecula because of the wind patterns, basically. So you can't steer a hot air balloon. You just shift up and down into different wind patterns that push you a certain direction. And so they used to do sunrise or sunset in San Diego. And they had to stop because investors and developers came in and built on all the open land that they would use to take off and land in.
Oh.
So there's nowhere to do it in San Diego anymore.
That's
Assholes.
depressing.
Yeah, so to my knowledge, you cannot do a sunset hot air balloon ride in Southern California.
Boo.
Yeah.
Well, the sunrise was beautiful.
Yeah, it was really nice. Did you guys enjoy the wedding?
I had
Yes,
so
very much
fun.
so. I wish it was longer. I wish it was like 4 days.
Well, it went by so fast.
I was sad the day before because I was like, wait, it's going to be over.
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh no.
I had so much fun dancing. The food was fire.
Yeah, so good.
Loved hanging out with our friends.
Everyone had a good energy. Well, mostly everyone had like good energy and good vibes.
Yeah.
No one ruined my day. So that's all really that matters.
Yeah, that's good.
I loved seeing everyone dressed to the nines.
Yeah, it's so fun seeing everyone be like elegant and fancy.
I also loved seeing everyone shit-faced. That was incredible.
That was great. The drinks were great.
Dude, that bartender was incredible. We were supposed to get a special wedding shot and he never gave it to us.
Oh.
Whack.
Yeah, when we ordered our first margarita, he was like, come see me later. I have a special shot I make for my couples all the time. And we never got it. So I don't even know what it was. Our DJ also fucking killed it.
Yeah, he
Like,
did.
people were low-key, they kept coming up to me and they're like, dude, this kid's like 19. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, it's like, I'd rather have a 19-year-old than a 35-year-old man DJ my wedding. Like, fuck.
I agree. They know what's up.
It was
Yeah.
great.
played the best last song that he could have,
Mhm.
which I think he might have only played because I ran up and asked for it, but I don't really care. So fun.
Jacob was so fucked up.
He was so drunk.
He threw up all over the groom suite. I had to make
Yeah.
him clean it up because he was about to walk out with it.
We got out of the Uber and he was throwing up in the bushes
Yeah.
of the hotel.
Yes.
And the security guy was like, I love weddings.
He was being really nice to Jacob.
He was a sweetie. I don't think he was mad at him at all. It's just like, let it out, man.
Yeah.
At the hotel.
Yeah, in front of the hotel.
That security guard was an interesting guy because he also was like telling us not to smoke at the fire pit, but then was kind of like, but I come back every 30 minutes, so take with that what you will. And we were
That's
kind of
funny.
like, okay.
Chillest security guard ever.
Yeah, because sometimes they have sticks up their asses.
Mhm.
But then he came and was like, you guys have gotten 3 noise complaints now, so you better shut up or we're going to move it inside.
Did you say shut up?
No, he was
Oh.
like, you really got to like quiet it down.
Oh, okay.
Like he was getting mad at us.
Oh.
His
I didn't-
patience is only so thin.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that.
Either. I think I went to take a bath because it was a long day.
I missed all of anyone throwing up. Like I didn't really see anyone drunk like that.
That's a shame.
Well, no, I don't think I wanted to see him throw up, but it's fun to hear that he did.
It was really funny.
I also can't tell when Jacob's drunk because he's always just like that. It's just like when he says, like, I'm so drunk right now, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You can see it because he kind of starts flopping.
Yeah.
He gets a little wiggly.
I've gotten a lot of people telling me that they could never tell when Jacob's drunk. And I think that that's really funny because he's like already so blunt and loud.
Yeah.
I
Just,
think
like,
his
also
eyes just go vacant.
Yeah.
Like usually there's some movement in there, but like when he's drunk, it's just like
hmm
That's
black
fair.
hole.
He kept asking me if everyone was mad at him. He was like, is Ethan and Haley mad at me? Are you mad at me? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I got so fucked up. It's so annoying babysitting someone when they're this fucked up. And I was like, there's no better time than at a wedding to get this sloshed.
Yeah. I
It's
agree.
okay. I think my grandma was sent home at approximately 8, maybe 8:30 in an Uber for being too sloshed.
Aw.
I love your grandma.
Just sent home.
She was sent home by my mother.
She's really funny because she like, to someone who doesn't know her, she like her hair is like really nicely done always. She dresses really cute. Like she seems so put together, but like
She's
Yeah.
a drunk.
yeah, it's
She's like
really
a
funny.
Frank Gallagher if he was a middle class white old woman.
That's
That's
yeah,
nuts.
yeah.
Like she's a little unhinged, but you kind of can't tell from the outside sometimes.
Mhm.
She's had that hair for my entire life and longer.
Mhm.
She knows what works.
But yeah, so she got sent home a little early because I saw a picture of her from before we even had our first dance. And again, vacant eyes, lights are on, nobody's home. She's
Mhm.
sloshed already.
Mhm.
So I'm glad she had a good time.
Hell yeah.
I had a lot of fun hanging out with your friends too, like Natalie and Emily. They were a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, they were awesome. It was good to get to know them better because I've met them like in small increments, like at parties and stuff, but I
Mhm.
haven't spent that much time with them. So it was really cool.
Yeah, I'm like glad at how it worked out because it seemed like everyone like got along.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely.
I was a little worried because if it's like having a birthday party
Yeah.
and having like it still felt like that, having all these groups of people that I felt the need to go talk to
Mhm.
because I'm like, you flew from Boston just for my wedding, and it's like I feel bad. This is like only like a 4-hour event or whatever for you. So,
Yeah.
but it went by too fast. I wish it was longer.
Yeah, cutting it off at 10 is kind of lame.
And that was a strict 10, y'all.
Yeah.
They had
And like,
an extra how much for that
So,
last hour?
because we wanted to get there an hour earlier than they wanted to let us in. So they wanted to let us in at 3 for a 5 p.m. ceremony. And I was like, that's not enough time for me because I wanted to take all my pictures before the ceremony.
yeah.
And so I was like, I want to come at 2. And I think I want to say it was like $350 to $400 for the extra hour to come in. And if we wanted an extra hour with a DJ, it would be like $750.
Bless you.
Yeah, it would be $750 to go another hour. And I was like, you know what? I like my friends, but not that much.
Yeah.
See, well, this is why you should Venmo request people because that was $750 that could have gone towards
If those
hour.
bitches hadn't RSVP'd, yes, we could have had an extra hour. So remember that, guys.
That is crazy. That did
Shame
make
on
me
you.
mad. Mostly because it's just like, well, it's not like a birthday party. Like, you can't just text me like an hour before and be like, actually, I'm not coming, or not text at all.
It was an entire empty table,
Yeah, it was.
and that pissed me off more than anything.
And most of those people that were supposed to be at that empty table were family members.
Yeah,
So,
which was even worse, to be honest.
yeah. Shame on you guys.
Because you know what? At least 2 of the people who canceled too late, at least they canceled late enough or early enough to where I didn't put them on the seating chart.
Yeah.
You know, but it is what it is.
Hmm.
I'm angry. It's fine.
You're allowed to be, I think.
I'm angry at a lot of people right now.
Yeah.
I'm angry at people who have pissed me off in the past year because I've not been letting out my anger at people. So I've decided now is my time.
Now is the time.
Is it like retroactive anger?
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of just coming in like, you pissed me off and it's time for you to know about it. And that applies to many people. I've really just been keeping it in.
Yeah.
I didn't want to rock any other boats while wedding planning because that was like enough for me to already be stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I get that.
Weddings and like just major life events really bring out the character of people.
Yes. And how willing they are to be there for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, that's fair. I cried a lot at your wedding.
A lot of people were like, I love this certain part of your vows, which, yes, like I searched like for this, but I did not write this. A lot of my vows, unless it was like a personal anecdote, was not ripped, but like taken inspiration from other people's vows, like a bunch of other people's vows, which is how you write your vows. That's what everyone does.
Yeah.
So don't come for me. But everyone kept complimenting this one part that was like exactly a quote from somebody else. And I was like, thank you. Thank you.
You didn't
so
have to own up to that. You could have kept that.
Well, I don't want anyone to ever like search that phrase and be like, oh my God, she clicked. Because I would never.
Oh.
But if someone asked, did you write that? I would have said no. But nobody
Yeah.
asked me that. So
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think for me, like, it started when I know how that Natalie was at your first date. I know that like she was there when you guys met, but then I was like, oh my gosh, like her friend that has known them both for as long as they've known each other is officiating. That's so like precious.
Mhm.
And she's my oldest friend.
Mhm.
So I've known her the longest of all my friends.
And her speech was so beautiful. Like
was
everything she
so
said was
pretty.
amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, she kept saying that a lot of it was me, but a lot of it was her. I picked certain passages, but that was about it. She did so good.
Yeah. She's like a freaking poet.
Yeah,
Both
I
of
made
you guys
her
are.
I made her send me a copy because I think I'm gonna make like a wedding scrapbook and like
Sweet.
have copies of everyone's speeches and like the officiant and like our vows and like the photo booth pictures and the film
Oh.
photos. Like I think that would be a cute way to scrapbook that, and then the wedding album can be like the professional photos.
Yeah.
Aw. I wish I made my the paper that I had my vows to you. I'm just kidding. my speech. I wish that it was like prettier.
Oh no, I'll probably like redo all of them because like I mean Sam, the bus man, his was like on his phone notes app. So
Yeah.
His was
I'm
so
proud of
funny.
him.
he apparently improv'd like most of that.
It seemed like it.
Like
No way.
this kid is like the definition of social anxiety fears him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not afraid of anything.
He's so quick-witted too.
So funny.
Yeah. I had never really spent time with him before. I think I've met him in passing. I think he had spent the night here one day, and it was like the night after Sound and Fury, so I literally just like took a shower and went to bed.
Yeah.
But that was like 2 years ago now. And 2 years is like such a long time when you're that age. So he's like grown into like a full person now, and it's so funny.
Mhm.
He's a little teenager. I don't know. I don't think I said it, but Sam is Elena and Ethan's little brother.
Yeah.
And he was the best man.
Yes.
He's 14 as of now.
14 and like a half. He's going to be 15 this fall, going into high school, which is
Yeah.
crazy because when I met Ethan, he was 9.
Aw.
So he's like almost doubled in age. That's crazy.
You've known him half his life. That's crazy.
Ugh,
Eventually you'll know him longer.
that's crazy.
That's an insane way to look at that. But yeah, it's true.
Wow.
I'm jealous. I was never that confident at that age. So that's super cool.
Me either. Oh my God. I was like, that was probably like my saddest years because I was so not confident.
Yeah, 14 was brutal.
Oh,
worst year of my life, actually, I think.
That was like the start of my Tumblr days.
Me too.
Yeah, that was like peak being in like your room, door closed, on your
Mhm.
laptop.
Yes. Yes. The twinkle lights.
Oh,
Mhm.
the severe editing of Instagram photos.
Oh, yeah. Picnic was my app.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
I loved Picnic.
Mhm.
Did you guys ever have Fahodo?
I don't know.
No, but someone was talking about that.
It was like a GIF app. You could post like GIFs, but there was like sick filters. It was so Tumblr coded, but it lost all its funding.
I don't think I had that one, but I had We Heart It, which I know died out a long time ago.
Yeah.
We heart it, and what is it? Polyvore?
Yes, I loved Polyvore because I would read fan fiction and they would have like your outfit because you were a character in the fan fiction.
That's fun. Wait, what was your fandom?
All of them. I was like kind of all over the place, which I still feel like I kind of am. I'm never like one thing, but I was very much into like emo stuff, but then I was also like very much like super Hulock sort of thing. But then I was also like into One Direction low key, but I just like was emo and didn't tell people, but I still liked them.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like had my foot in the door with everything, I think. What about you guys?
I was definitely One Direction and 5 Seconds of Summer.
Loved
at
5
that
Seconds of
age.
Summer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I only ever really shifted to Harry. I kind of stopped my fangirl era, I guess. I stopped kind of being a fan, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just like music now.
That's how I feel now. Like I would be clocked the fuck in. Like I would learn everything about all of the members, their names,
Oh my God,
their ages, their family members' names.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, who's that? I don't know.
And there's nothing wrong with being interested in people like that, like at whatever age you're at, but I'm just not in that era.
No, not anymore.
Yeah. I also think it now at this age, I'm just like, that's way too, what's the word? Parasocial.
Yeah.
Of me at 25 to like be that involved. And I think it's like normal for kids to be that involved in things that they like.
Yeah, I don't have the time or money to be a fan of anybody, to be honest. It's way too expensive.
It's also just realizing that people are just people. Like,
Everyone has flaws.
yeah.
Yeah. I think being a fan became less interesting when I became of age, because it was like, well, now I like really know that like I'm of age and they still wouldn't fucking want me. So like, so why am I going to obsess over this man?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
That's when I started just obsessing over men in general.
yeah. No, that's valid. Also, like the only time we would have had a shot was when we were minors, apparently. So
Yeah, it seems so such.
Yeah, come to find out.
come to find out, I actually did have a chance then.
My golden years are when I thought I didn't have a chance. Just kidding. I would never make fun of victims like that.
No, we're not making fun of victims. We're making fun of the creeps.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
It's crazy to just keep finding out that like they all did it, and you're just like, God, another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people are so like, well, everyone was doing it at that time.
That doesn't make it okay.
Doesn't
Weird
make it
thing to
okay.
say.
I feel like I've been seeing that a lot with more of the brand new stuff since they're like continuing to do shows. People have been like, well, like it was 2016, like everyone was doing that.
No, that's when people had feathers in their hair, not when like pedophiles were in. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you should be condoning pedophilia ever. Me personally.
I don't think it was ever really like on trend. So
Yeah. Speaking of, Warped Tour is coming back.
oh
to
my
Long Beach
God,
soon.
you're kidding. Oh, we need to go out of town.
I know. I'm actually like really scared of what traffic is going to look like that week. I don't know. If
Is that
it's
this
here
year or next year?
I think it's next.
Okay.
I want to say.
Oh, okay.
And part of the Olympics in 2028 is going to be in Long Beach. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's all over Southern California, the Olympics.
No way.
Mhm. I hate
It
that.
stretches from like Santa Monica down to like I think like Fullerton area. Like it goes into OC.
Our streets cannot afford that.
I think there's something about it in Pomona too.
Probably
Stay
at
out
the
of my
Fairplex.
town.
I'm xenophobic to people that come to California from out of state. But if you're from another country, that's fine. But like when people come from like, because they always shit talk California and then they come here to like watch big events like the Olympics or things like that. Stay out of my town. Stay out of my state.
Get out of my town.
Me, a Georgian living in California, hates it here.
You were born here. What do you mean?
I wasn't.
Yeah, no, you were.
Oh.
Didn't know that.
We're erasing history here.
But I always hear about people talking shit about California plates when one of us is out of state. So I'm like, get out of here.
Yeah.
I do, if someone does something in traffic that pisses me off and they have out-of-state plates, I'm like, God, they don't know how to fucking drive in California. Like, that's always my first
They never do
reaction.
though. Like, you have to be more aggressive. I'm sorry.
50 is not acceptable for the freeway, in case you were wondering.
No, it's not.
If you're from out of state.
This applies elsewhere too, which is why I don't feel as much of a bitch. Like, if I was driving off like a slower road somewhere in the middle of the country, I wouldn't be going as fast as I am here. Like, you should adapt to your surroundings, methinks.
I would agree.
Agreed.
Anyways.
Where do we take this?
I was going to say something controversial, but I think I changed my mind.
I want to hear it.
Can you say it and we can
It's
decide
kinda
if you cut it out? Okay. Say it, and then we can decide if we'll cut it out.
So our friend she's in our TikTok group chat that we send TikToks in.
Mhm.
She sent a video about the RFK autism thing.
I did see that.
And so it was basically a woman talking about how, again, this is me, a girl, speaking without seeing what RFK has said himself. Okay. I have just heard through the grapevine little bits and what this woman was basically talking about. And this woman was basically saying, like, to me, it sounded like she was talking about how people need to stop being sensitive about people wanting to cure autism. Because that's what I was reading from that, is that she was like, no, we should want to cure autism. Like, it's okay to like it doesn't mean we love people who have autism any less, but we still want to cure them of it. That's what I was reading from that video. And I was kind of like, why do people disagree with this view?
Well, it's not really something that can be cured because it's not a disease.
I guess that's where I was lost, because she was saying like there was like, she was like, we do want these medical whatever advancements. And I was like, but I don't get
something
it.
that you're born with. It's not something that can develop throughout your life. It's not something that you can just catch from a fucking vaccine or a type of food. Like, it is genetic, first of all. So if you want to get rid of autism, then we're talking about like eugenics here. And that's like super fucked up. But it's not something that you can just like cure. Like, it's unless you eradicate autistic people.
I guess maybe not cure the disease, but the side effects of it, if you will. It sounded like she was talking about it as if it's like just depression.
But depression is like a type of like mental illness, and autism is not a mental illness. It's a disorder that you're born with. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just like arguing with people who think that it is something that.
So what is RFK saying? Because from that, I could not figure out what.
I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I don't think he realizes that it's something that can't just disappear or be treated.
I think a lot of people also think that like autism is a modern thing because more people have it currently, but it's just more so like diagnosed in the modern age. Like, it's that thing where it's like, well, trans people have existed forever and autistic people have existed forever, but there was like not really like a space for them before to like
autism
explore that.
Was something that wasn't very studied until more recently.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think RFK knows the difference between autism and Down syndrome?
Probably not. I also think a lot of people. Also, Asperger's isn't a thing anymore. So
what?
Like it's not diagnosed as Asperger's.
Is
like
autism.
Yeah,
but there's like class A or class.
I thought it was like
or type 1, type B.
It's like
I thought
an old
it's always
term,
been a
too.
classification of autism.
It used to be, but they got rid of it. So now autism is like the overarching like.
Now they
term.
say instead of Asperger's, it's high functioning autism. Is that what it is?
I think so. So
They try
then
not to use functioning labels now.
yeah,
What are we
it's kind
supposed
of
to say now.
it's like always fluctuating, but I feel like because Asperger's is not really a condition that's like discussed, it's as separate from autism. We like hear more about autism because more people have Asperger's than like, I don't really know what's the term for low functioning, quote unquote, autism.
Okay. There's a new way to say it. So there's level 1, which is requiring support. level 2 requiring substantial support, and level 3 requiring very substantial support.
Okay. So there's a lot more people with level 1 autism then. So I feel like we hear about it a lot more because neurodivergency is a spectrum and a lot of people that we know are neurodivergent. So we just like hear more about it, but I think a lot of people think that it's more of an issue than it is.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess I don't understand why. No. I was gonna say why people care if people say they're autistic. Because that's a huge discourse, is people being like, everyone wants to be. No, it's not fun.
It's just,
Yeah. I think a lot of people just want something to belong to, like that has, and a lot of people who are neurodivergent have been ostracized before, so it's kind of nice to like know that that's what it is and that it's not like something inherently wrong with you, and it's easier to find like your people that way if you self-identify.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like finding out that you have dyslexia, and it's like, okay, this was harder for me this whole time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not crazy.
Yeah, 100%. And I think the whole RFK thing is that he wants to basically do eugenics, where he wants to like create like a list of everyone who has been diagnosed as
a
autistic.
registry.
Oh, to
Like a
to
registry.
bar them from reproducing? Is that his plan?
I have no idea. Allegedly, it's just to. It's very clear, like the intentions. It's very much like World War II vibes, but that's not what they're saying. What it's
If
for.
we were collecting data, we wouldn't be defunding research right now. Okay, guys? That's all I'm saying.
yeah,
I will say that I have seen a lot of videos where people have been what I view as potentially fear mongering. I mean, I think
Mhm.
that what RFK genuinely wants to do with autistic people probably is like very scary.
Mhm.
But I think that the chances of him being able to do all the things that he wants to do, like creating a registry, getting people's health documentation and like all that, like that goes against HIPAA. Like, I don't think that he's going to be able to access all of those things so easily.
I think it's just scary because we think that, and then they do it anyway.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to fearmonger. What were you gonna say?
Did you guys see this 2028 discourse?
Oh, the Trump
wants to run
2028.
in 2028.
If he lives that long, holy shit!
How scared are we?
I'm not yet.
Okay.
I feel like he'll pass soon. He's like, he'll be like 80 then, if not older. Like, let's be so serious.
It's like you're talking about like a feeling though. It's like, oh, he'll pass soon.
It'll pass.
Like, do you guys want an actual dementia patient to be president?
They
Like,
do.
Did you guys see the video
Fucking nuts.
where they or the not the video, the picture, it's side by side where they take off his tan and his toupee and he's like
No.
pale and half bald? Oh my god, it's disgusting.
Yeah, he
I
looks like
bet.
that old lady from Monsters Inc.
I bet
He
he
looks
looks like when Mr. Krabs doesn't have his shell on.
Oh my god, yeah.
I was gonna say the old lady looking for chocolate in SpongeBob.
So true. He also looks like
Old
a
lady, old
pig.
man.
Like when you look, have you seen that picture of like the pig's eye up close next to like his, where it's just like
Yes.
fake tan and like hair?
Yes.
It literally looks like a pig.
Oh, he's gross.
I don't think that, obviously we were wrong when we said we didn't think that he would win this past term, but I also think that it swings in the sense that a lot of people regretted their vote in 2020, so they voted for Biden. I think a lot of people are regretting their vote now when, like, with the incoming tariffs and a lot of the executive orders. So I don't think that he will win again, solely because, I mean, he has a loud majority, but I don't think they all are agreeing with him anymore because of how quickly he's kind of been
So
working.
here's my fear is not that it's Trump again, but he's built up this cult following. It's not just going to die with him.
Yeah.
Someone is going to come to the forefront of whatever you want to call the Trump movement, if that is MAGA, because they're not just going to let it die. Like, they are too diehard. Like, people have like branded this to be their entire lifestyle.
Yeah, there's definitely a cult following, but I will say that a lot of his old like cabinet members, like from his first administration, like have kind of turned on him. I think that him and Elon probably have some drama behind closed doors.
Yeah, they're both
100%.
egotistical maniacs.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that they don't have beef.
I just think that everyone that has been close enough to him, like personally, is probably not going to stay loyal to him in the future. But I do acknowledge that his following, like the common public that support him, will defend him through anything.
Yeah.
Which is scary.
It is really scary because I think a lot of them don't understand that nobody else like praises politicians in the way that they do, which is really scary. They don't really understand why quote unquote left people or left-wing people didn't like ride or die for Biden, but it's because we don't like ride or die politicians. It's all about policy, not about the person. At least it should be.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, things are getting really scary. I'm kind of worried with all of the executive orders and the incoming tariffs. I think I've been hearing like over the next couple of weeks is when they'll start implementing them. But I also have heard that Gavin Newsom wants to offset that in California, like that certain tariffs aren't going to apply here. So I have no idea what it's going to look like for us.
Well, did you see that we've surpassed Japan for the biggest economy?
I did.
California.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gavin Newsom posted a TikTok with the meme with the nails and the fake eyelashes. Did you see that?
I didn't.
Yeah. Newsom says some fuck shit. He's also a little funny sometimes.
Yeah. I think he's just like
a typical politician.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just like a Democrat. Like we agree with him sometimes, but he can also still be evil because politicians can be evil.
He runs his like political like life as if he's like a dad who's a couple beers deep at a backyard barbecue. Like that's kind of just how he makes decisions, I feel like.
Yeah.
But after hearing that, I'm kind of like, what is stopping us from leaving the US if shit gets crazy? Like in terms of a state.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are proposing Cal exit, like Brexit sort of situation.
I heard we're begging other countries to buy us.
Yeah, I think he wants to do specific like California only trades because we have a lot of agriculture here.
Yeah, we're a huge economy.
I signed the petition for Cal exit, I think.
I probably did too.
I don't know where I stand with that, but I think in the current administration, yeah.
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 It does kind of feel maybe like we're leaving our other fellow Americans behind. So that's where I feel conflicted about it.
Yeah, but I think for me too, I'm conflicted on what the logistics of that will look like in terms of becoming another country. Like, would we get dual citizenship, or would it just be like could we get deported from the U.S. if we go to another state or something? I'm just like, how is that going to work? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what that would look like.
We would have to belong to another nation because as much as we can support our own self, it's kind of like, I believe it's Greenland, maybe Iceland, whatever operates as its own country, but like whatever, Sweden technically owns them, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah,
we would need another nation's military force to be able to stand alone.
I see.
So whether that would still be the US, but we would operate on a different economy, who knows?
I'm okay with Mexico owning California. It used to be Mexico too, so.
Yeah, I would feel good about that.
I don't know if I trust the Mexican government right now.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know who I would trust.
I think the president of Mexico has been the most trustworthy president they've had in a really long time.
Yeah,
As a woman.
things about her.
Yeah.
But also,
what is going on outside? You guys hear that? Yeah. Anyways. What were we saying?
I forgot what I was going to say.
We were talking about Mexico's government.
Oh. Yeah, isn't like the actual government kind of being like outpowered though right now by the cartels?
I think it always has been.
It always has been. I think also there's a lot of like a femicide problem in Mexico too, in a lot of other countries as well, but there's just a lot of like missing and murdered women. But I think that also might be related to like the cartel running the government. But I think their president has been implementing a lot of positive change, so hopefully we'll see that over the next incoming years. Also talking about the government, I've just been like so mad at Democrats recently because I'm just like, all of the executive orders that have negatively impacted us in such a short period of time in the very few months that Trump has been in office, I'm just like, you guys can't even get this much done in 4 fucking years. And he's like going so hard. It's making me so angry.
It's like, I think it's so infuriating because you just keep thinking to yourself, there's no way they'll let him do that.
Yeah.
And then they let him do that. And
Every
you're like,
time.
what the fuck is like, it's like watching like a kid do whatever they want in school and not get in trouble when you would get in trouble for it.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of people still like don't, or his supporters don't recognize him as being a criminal when he literally is.
Yeah.
That's a felon.
Aren't all of them up there in that administration criminals?
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure they've done some fuck shit.
I mean, they all were on the fucking Epstein Island, weren't they?
I'm just saying that if we as like the left or Democrats, whatever you want to call it, if they put someone who used to be a drug addict in charge of public health, that would not go over well. They would have killed the man by now.
They all fucking shit on Joe Biden's son, who's not even involved in politics, and that was a running joke for the past like 4 to 8 years. And you are allowing RFK to be the what is it, Department of Health? Yeah,
It's the public or Department of Health Secretary of Health. Whoa, Secretary of Health.
yeah, I think so. But like, you wouldn't have allowed Hunter Biden to be in that position.
I just personally feel like we should be able to look at whoever runs that department and be like, yeah, they're in great shape.
He has a worm in his brain. Are we forgetting this?
His skin is made of leather strips, you guys.
Oh my god.
He looks like the fruit leather. I don't know if you guys have been getting that on your For You page right
Yeah,
now.
I do.
Yeah. He looks like that.
Yeah.
Citrus fruit leather.
I don't know how much the Democrats in Congress can do. I know that a lot of Trump self-appointed judges are even holding him back on a lot of the things that he wants to do because he wants to do a lot of unconstitutional things.
Yeah.
So it's like stuff like that that's like, it doesn't really feel productive, but at least they're stopping some things.
Yeah, the arresting the judges is scaring me.
He
Yeah, very
deported a
cautious.
judge. Oh, as far as I know. A U.S. citizen judge.
See, that's what scares me.
He deported a 2-year-old.
Mhm.
Well, not he, but his administration.
I
don't-
get scared when they start bending the laws that far up because as much as like I don't believe in the police force or whatever, that just like makes me distrust it even further to the point where I don't feel safe now.
Yeah, because it's like, obviously we disagree with deporting anybody. We are pro undocumented people here just in general. But it's
Yeah.
like, once you start deporting literally anybody who disagrees with you, that's when it's already like further than fascism,
Mm-hmm.
which is really scary. And it's also that thing where it's like I can't remember it exactly, but that poem that's like,
First they came for the
Yeah.
communists, then they came for whoever.
yeah, and I didn't say anything because I wasn't a communist.
Yeah.
And then they came for this group, but I didn't say anything because I wasn't that group. And then they came for me, and there was no one to speak out for me.
Yeah.
I saw
Hey
this.
guys, we're communists.
Yeah.
We'll be the first to go.
I saw this thread where someone posted a tweet and it was like, would you basically deport Anne Frank's family? And someone responded and said, if they were here illegally, yeah, I would. What?
Yeah, they
I
also
don't understand.
Yeah.
like. Were you not in class during history lesson? Where were you?
Like you sat there and had no empathy for the Frank family for real?
And
No, they probably did until like they felt
That's so scary.
like until they became cult members.
yeah,
to go backwards with empathy, I think is scarier than coming like from no empathy.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
what do you mean you just lost your humanity right there?
Very frightening.
those TikTokers that do like interviews. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but they do interviews at like Trump rallies and stuff. One of them asked the Trump supporter if they would deport Jesus or if they would, support his illegal immigration. And they were like, well, if Jesus came with the right papers, he should be allowed. And it's like, well, that's Jesus. And you won't even allow an
Well,
exception for
actually,
Jesus Christ.
They are deporting people with the right papers. Imagine that.
Your Lord and
Yeah.
Savior? You wouldn't let him in if he didn't have papers? That's your guy. What do you mean?
Did you guys see that thing where it was like, fuck, what was it? I forget what the first part was, but it was like, it's because you're bombing your holy land or whatever. You're bombing Jesus' holy land.
Yeah, I did see that.
I forget what the first part of it was, but it was like, this is happening to you because of this.
Mm-hmm.
So true.
I forgot how that meme went too.
Right? It was funny though.
Yeah.
Wish you guys saw it.
I saw a really funny tweet that was like, someone said that they donated $5 to Israel, And someone was like, yeah, me too, idiot. I just paid taxes. We all did. Like, are you fucking stupid?
Nice.
Fuck. Yeah.
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 Now we got sad again because it's too real.
Do you guys have pits and peaks?
Sure.
Unless you wanted to stay on politics, we can do that.
Not really.
My pit is that I started my period today and my back hurts really bad.
Boo.
And also Jacob is gone for 2 nights.
Boo.
My peak would be hanging out with Liz. Shout out Liz.
Shout out Liz.
I got a new couch. Well, I got 2 new couches for my new house that I'll be moving into soon. They're really, really cool colored. Like, they're like orange, but in a tasteful way.
Mid-century modern.
Yeah. I went to this really awesome thrift store. I got a lot of cool books.
Fun.
Yeah. Like political nonfiction books.
Hell yeah.
And I got some cutie little sandals and shoes.
Yay.
So thrifting with Liz and hanging out with our friend Andres as well.
Hey, it sounds like fun bonding time.
Yeah.
I think my pit was paying bills.
So true.
I'm very poor right now, so that's unfortunate. Peak? It's been steady. I wouldn't say there's been a peak. My pit isn't horrible either. It's kind of anticipated every month, so
That's valid. I think my pit would also probably be bills. We have Ethan's car registration, which the state of California, I don't know about other states, but pay your parking tickets. They're tacked right on. And now that we're married, what's mine is his, and what's his is mine.
Joy.
Love that. So that's my pit. My peak is I got the Buzz stocks, which I'm stoked about.
They're the
so
cutest
cute.
ever. They're
Yeah.
so cute.
I couldn't get them in store. The lady actually laughed at me when I asked if they had any.
That's rude.
that would
Yeah.
make me want to cry.
So
Yeah.
I ordered them from, yeah, I'll say it. I'm gonna be nice. I ordered
No.
it from Zap. Oh, should I gatekeep? Should I gatekeep?
Nah, let them have it.
I ordered from Zappos, and yes, it's real. They're real docs, but they had them in stock, and the docs website's been sold out for weeks.
Okay.
So I did that, and then I also, me and Ethan on our honeymoon, ordered my wedding band. So that should be coming in the next couple weeks, which is
Yeah.
very exciting.
Yeah, that is exciting.
So those are my peaks.
Hell yeah.
Those are good ones.
I just bought things. Me being a consumerist.
I've been wanting to buy things, but all the things I need to buy are like things that I needed. Like I needed hair conditioner, so I asked Elena to get me some because
I got
it's the
you.
expensive one. I saw it. And then I need to buy some skincare stuff. And listen, I know with the tariffs that I should be saving my money on hair care and skincare, but I have curly hair and I have sensitive skin. So if there's one thing that I'm not going to do, it's cheap out on that shit.
Yeah.
But one thing that's pissed me off is that I've been fighting with Yes Style for the past 2 months because I get a lot of Asian beauty products because that's what my skin likes. And I was supposed to get exfoliator and essence, which my skin likes and I like using in the morning. It's mugwort, so it's like calming. And I just kind of like using it after a shower so I don't have to wash my face, but I like get some of the grime off while hydrating it. And then I put on my moisturizer sunscreen after. And I didn't get that. And I ordered it in January. And they sent my order in 2 packages and I got one of them. And I was like, hey, I didn't get my package. And they were like, yes, you did. And I was like, well, one of them, yes. The other one, no. And so I've been having to like fight with them via email for at least a month. And they're like, we're investigating.
That's ridiculous.
I've been shopping with you for like over 5 years. Can you just give me my like $60
yeah, what the fuck?
so I can rebuy them?
That's the type of thing that would make me stop using a company.
I disputed via PayPal because I'm like, you're not working fast enough. Like
Yeah.
I just like submitted all the screenshots of like my emails to them and being like, I have the fucking the shipping tracking for the one that I didn't get. And it still says that it's in LA. Like it's like it was supposed to be delivered the 28th of January.
They probably damaged the package, I bet.
So long ago.
That was so long ago. That's 3 months ago.
Oh my god.
And so I've been like, I think I like disputed it in March because I honestly was like, maybe this is like Trump related. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm 2 months is enough time for them to have like possibly found it. I started disputing it then, and I've been fighting with them for over a month now, and it's been pissing me off. And so once I get that money, I'm gonna buy it from, I think there's another K-beauty website, but I forget what it's called right now. But I'm probably gonna stop using Yes Style because that actually like has pissed me off.
I think that's a very valid reason. I had a fight similar like that with Nasty Gal one time, and I didn't order from them for a very, very long time.
Yeah, because it's like, I know people commit fraud, but also like if I've been shopping with you for a very long time, you should know that I like keep coming back.
Yeah. It's like, it's always when their quality goes down that I'm just like, done here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that's everything lately. Everything is just a little bit worse than it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I actually cry thinking about the days when Nasty Gal was actually like an online thrift, more like a Tunnel Vision vibe, not a Shein vibe.
Yeah.
Because that was my last fight with them, was about basically their jeans being Shein quality and not being the exact size they had on their website.
Dude.
And they argued with me.
Their quality has gone down so much.
So bad. Like it's still so expensive for what it is.
Yeah, it is.
I've seen people like take pictures of stuff that they had before versus like what's available now, or even take like screenshots of like movies where someone's wearing like a sweater and it looks like so thick, like cable knit sweater, like good quality, and you just can't find things like that anymore. Like you can't find anything that's thick, you can't find anything that's quality,
and if you do, $150 a sweater.
Yeah, no, literally.
Which I'm sorry, I would love to not participate in fast fashion. I cannot afford it. It is thrift store or online fast fashion. That's all that's in my budget.
And for me, I feel like the way that we have shopped fast fashion, I feel like for the most part is pretty sustainable. Like, you know, I've dabbled in some trends, if you will, but I think that we're all very selective with it. Like, we have a very particular taste, and I don't think I've seen something on either of you or myself where I'm just like, you won't wear that like again. Like, it's not like we're participating in every single micro trend. And like we love Urban Outfitters. I love Urban Outfitters. I know they're fast fashion, but like the way that I shop Urban Outfitters is if I see something that I like, I'll put it in my cart and I'll let it sit for a couple months, and then it'll eventually go on sale, and then I buy it when it's on sale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I also think purses and accessories are incredible to buy fast fashion because those are the things that usually change the most in style.
Mm-hmm.
And purses specifically, I really can't notice that big of a quality difference from like a $20 to $100 purse. They feel the same. They feel the same to me.
Mm-hmm.
There's obviously exceptions like Baggu where it's like that's its own like quality and material that's not comparable.
Yeah. The only thing that I disagree with that on is like if it's leather, because I can be like, you can tell when it's pleather, like very cheap.
But I feel like if you're paying $100, it's still pleather.
Yeah, usually, yeah.
It's just like a better cut of pleather.
I will say that in the thrift store, usually you can find a really good purse, like a real leather purse.
Yeah. There are certain thrift stores where you walk in and you're actually in a Shein store, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I can tell that you cut the tag off, but I know this is Shein.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's like, can we just be honest here so at least I can like guess my size or look up what this is supposed to look like on my body?
And I wouldn't mind because like Shein is usually polyester, so it lasts a long time. But like price it at what it's worth. I don't want to spend more than what the website has it listed as.
There is actually some Shein that I will say has gone up in quality, but it's also, again, it's now like $50 for like a jacket.
Bro, that just defeats the whole purpose.
Which, again, now we're at like Urban Outfitters pricing, and I'm just like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, which in that case, I will shop at Urban Outfitters.
Yeah, because at least at Urban, I feel like it's like almost kind of quality checked in terms of what lasts.
Yeah, I feel like I still have clothes from Urban that I bought a couple of years ago that still feel good. I have clothes from Urban like from high school that still feel good.
Yeah,
but
this kind of makes me want to go to Urban.
I know I kind of want to go to Urban now.
Low key,
high key.
Also on pleather, one thing that bothers me about vegan leather is that you guys never disclose. You guys as in brands never disclose like what material it is, because I know it's fucking plastic. Like
so true.
Like when someone has like a sustainable
kombucha leather.
Hey, that's better.
Not the fucking, what is it called?
Scoby
leather.
So gross.
Yeah, like a lot of the sustainable leather, like they will be like, oh, this is made from cactus. Oh, this is made from like this material. And that is one of the marketing things. Like I'll see a like really cute like leather jacket or something. I saw this one that was like a leopard print trim, like wrists, like collar and like bottom, and it was like an A-line leather coat, and it was so gorgeous. But I looked and it was just pleather, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not spending like, use real leather or use sustainable leather. I don't want something that's going to peel in 6 months.
I'm curious about fruit leather and cactus leather and stuff like that because, like,
Doesn't it degrade?
I was gonna say, doesn't it like biodegrade?
I don't think so. I feel like they have to.
Is it ultra processed so it doesn't?
Probably. I feel like they
Which
can't
is
make
also
something
questionable.
that's made to not last. I feel like I know that leather is controversial for a lot of reasons, and a lot of them are valid, but I also feel like I don't feel like pleather is better if it's going to peel and degrade.
Hear me out.
Oh, certainly not.
Obviously, it would make it way more expensive, but we could technically have ethical leather consumption in terms of we just wait for the cows to die.
Yeah, it's
We're
like
already eating the cows.
it's like how
And so I'm like, is leather that bad?
mhm.
Is it that bad if they're already going to be dead?
I don't know if they breed certain like other cows for leather.
I feel like I should get to know how my cow leather was made because, like we're talking about vegan leather, it could be taking so much water and plastic
Yeah.
that it would defeat like a cow that might have just fallen over and died.
I feel like we've talked about like leathers and pleathers before.
I'm sure we have, and
We
it's
should
because
get-
it's ultra upsetting.
Yeah,
It's because I'm really passionate about liking leather and it being too expensive.
yeah, we talk about clothing materials a lot. I think we should like
Stop.
well, no. But maybe
Educate.
we should learn and then come back and do another episode where we're like, here's our facts for real this time.
Yeah,
want-
that would be fun.
I want to be able to like go feel like different types of material, if that makes sense. Like I want to feel like 100% cotton and then like 50-50 blend. Like I want to feel them all next to each other and labeled.
Yeah, that
so
would
you
be
can
fun,
have
right?
like, yeah, that would be cool. I would
Even-
like to see them unlabeled so we can be unbiased.
That would be fun too.
and
Like
like
a
a test.
test.
Yeah,
As long as I could get to know the right answer after.
yeah.
It's funny because like 100% cotton can feel like so different in so many ways depending on how it's woven.
Yeah.
Like-
Isn't real denim 100% cotton?
Yes.
Mhm.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. But so are like Comfort Colors t-shirts.
Yeah.
Like what?
Which are the best t-shirt blanks.
Oh,
Yeah.
Methinks.
I don't know if they're ethically made. Otheel doesn't
What
use
is-
comfort colors because maybe prison labor or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, I see. That is also another unfortunate facet of fast fashion is the slave labor that is,
Slave
you know,
Sweatshop.
yeah, the sweatshop labor that is forced to do that. Which, yeah, I think also just everything feels so. There's so many horrible things attached to literally any choice you make. It's very disappointing.
Yeah. I mean, Ethan always says it, but there's no ethical consumption under capitalism.
Yeah, like there's choices that we could make to be better, and that's usually what we do. Like we don't just do Shein hauls constantly. That would be horrible.
But when
I feel
we're
like
on
we
a
do our-
budget and we need an outfit for something specific, I'm sorry. It
like we do the
happens.
best that we could under the circumstances that we have. Also on cows, I think it's Taco Bell, their meat is graded the lowest in all of fast food, and that's because they actually don't use young cows. They use cows that are at the end of their life for their meat, which I think is really interesting.
Is
Okay.
it bad that I like the taste of Taco Bell meat?
No, I don't think so.
No, it's delicious.
I also think that that's better because like veal makes me really sad, and like
veal is nasty. If you like veal, bye. That's baby deer, right? Or
no, it's baby cow, baby moo moo, yeah.
Baby moo moo, as Lisa Vanderpump says.
Which is just like I don't know, like I don't know if it really is more tender or whatever, but that's kind of fucked up. A lot of I feel like I don't know. A lot of feelings, little facts.
Can I
here.
can I make an insane comparison? I feel like people who are into veal, it gives the same vibe as like pedophiles. Because like, why do you like the children better?
Yeah, why do you like it like that?
Why does it turn you on that your meat is a baby?
Hmm.
Don't love that.
That's fucking crazy.
They're like,
It's the same. If someone's like, I
it's so
love
tender
veal.
and juicy. Like ew.
Yeah,
No, you're giving pedophile vibes.
you
if
shouldn't
like
be
veal.
allowed within 500 feet of a school or a farm.
I'm just saying they don't serve veal at schools.
They barely serve meat at all at schools. It's like microwavable
mystery
cheese.
Oh my god.
Sandwich
It's government
Somehow,
cheese.
I ended up on Soylent Green TikTok.
Wait, what does that mean? You said that earlier.
So it's like a conspiracy theory that has been around forever. I wonder if Ethan knows about Soylent Green. He's into conspiracy theories. But it's a conspiracy theory that, okay, from what I understand, I didn't really go down the rabbit hole, but I just like ended up on it. So anyways, this is what I understand. There's too much demand for meat in America. And so people believe that a lot of like the meat that they serve at fast food restaurants, such as like the McNugget material, that's like that like weird,
The soup chicken.
yeah, or like Taco Bell meat or like Wendy's chili or whatever, I don't even know. People are theorizing that that is like made from humans. So it's like cannibalism. And then there was like this one video of this grave digger, and he was talking about how he had to like, I'm trying to remember. I think he was like trying to bury a family member on top of like another family member's grave, and then he like reached, you know, the previous like coffin that was in there, and he said that it felt really lightweight, and he was like, I think he was saying that like he thought that the coffin was empty or something like that. I don't know. And then people in the comments are like, I've been telling y'all, Soylent Green is real. Like people are eating people, blah, blah, blah.
It's so
I was just
funny.
like, what the heck are you talking about?
Me when I'm off my fucking meds.
And then
Holy shit.
and then people were talking about there's like this weird KFC commercial where like it's there's this weird KFC commercial where it's like very ritualistic, and like it was kind of creepy. I saw it, but
KFC's promoting human meat consumption.
the video was like very like ritualistic and strange, and there was like this lake of gravy, and everyone was like all gathered around, and then they like kind of like baptize a person in
Kentucky Fried Children.
yeah, in this lake of gravy. And they dip the man, they like dip him in the gravy, and then they pull him out, and then he comes out as a KFC chicken wing. or
That's
something
funny
like
as fuck.
that. It was so funny. But I was like, I don't even think that this is a real commercial. I tried looking it up.
Oh, okay.
And
It was AI.
I think that it's fake. I don't think it's a real like KFC commercial. I think it's propaganda.
It would be cooler if it was. I kind of miss when like advertising and there was more like satanic stuff
Yeah.
in like movies and TV and commercials.
I
That
feel
shit
like
was,
Taco Bell did it a lot,
that
like
shit was cool as
Illuminati
hell.
type shit.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was very mysterious.
But I keep seeing that too, where people are like, I didn't know what it was called. But I know that some people think that rich people eat mermaids. Have you seen that?
Mhm.
Yeah, you said that, right?
Yeah,
In the group chat?
they like. A lot of people have like claimed to be at like dinner parties of. First of all, I doubt that any of you know this many rich people. Let's be so fucking serious right now.
So true.
The one rich person that you know has like a weird meal that made you and only you sick, and then you asked if it was a mermaid and no one would give you a straight answer. Let's be so fucking serious. That was not a mermaid. You people are deranged and you need to be on your lithium. I swear to God.
I would love if a doctor would give me lithium.
It's just so funny because like you're outing yourself as believing in mermaids, and that's so silly to me.
You don't believe in mermaids? Do you believe in
Guys?
mermaids?
I'm scared to answer.
I believe in mermaids.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make you guys feel stupid.
I don't disagree that the possibility of a mermaid is real. However, I don't think it's like boobs and hair and
Damn
like,
it.
like how like Ariel. Like I think if a mermaid were to exist, I think it would probably look like the Harry Potter mermaid, where it's just like some sort of weird like mixture.
I guess let me rephrase. I think sirens are real.
Interesting.
And so I feel like I kind of put those two together in my head that they have to both exist.
Like you think like Ariel siren or like
Like a pretty lady that lives in
Like
the sea
Greek
that lets
mythology.
people in.
Like Greek mythology sirens, yes.
I think those are cool. Do you think that they currently exist?
I think if they do, it's in like more remote areas. Like there's certain like islands that are still like what's it called?
Undiscovered.
Not undiscovered, but there's like civilizations there that like do not participate in the real world.
Yeah.
I think that yeah.
So I think there's a possibility that like I don't think any type of Greek mythology anything exists in modern world. If anything, it exists in places where humans cannot see it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel about aliens in the galaxy. I think they exist obviously in places that we cannot find them for their reason.
Okay.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I also believe that Bigfoot was a real species that existed once, if we want to get into conspiracy theories.
I think the Loch Ness Monster is real.
Really?
Okay.
This is
I am willing to believe anything.
I would like to believe all of these things. I would like to believe that dragons were real.
They were.
Because
That's so fun.
they were like a thing across multiple cultures from all over the world.
If dinosaurs existed, so did dragons.
Yeah. Why not?
I just don't think that they look exactly how we think, but like I still think that it could, like, obviously the myth comes from somewhere, right?
It must.
That's how I feel about Bigfoot, where I'm just like Yeti, and like other cultures have like a Bigfoot adjacent sort of like critter.
So
I don't think
true.
it's current. I don't think there are big feet around the world,
Yeah.
but
I think it's like how there's like ox and buffalo and cow. Like they're all kind of similar but look different, and some aren't very popular in certain places.
Mhm.
yeah,
Again, I think the Bigfoot either went extinct already or they exist in a place where humans do not reside.
Mhm.
that's how I feel too. With sirens, I do think sometimes I get mixed up where I feel like maybe it's just like when people are out at sea and they're like delusional, but then I also kind of like the idea that they exist. Like I think it's fun to believe in something like that that's harmless.
Yeah.
I also, well, generally, I believe that there's different realms because I think ghosts are real.
Yeah,
So I
valid.
think that the sirens can also exist in a certain realm that you can only see if you're like delusional at sea.
Yeah,
Okay.
perhaps. That's a good point.
I don't think reality isn't real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this conversation.
Me
Do you believe
too.
in ghosts, Phoebe?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I don't think that I am like in tune with them. I don't think that I want to be though, because I still do like minor spell work. I do like protection spells for myself, or like cleansing spells, or like money manifestation. I did a candle for creativity and work, and then I feel like, not that it's related to that one TikTok popping off, but that was like a little bit before then. So I'm just like, maybe like I do believe in like small forms of magic. So I like do believe in spiritual stuff, but I don't think that I want to get more in tune than how I currently am right now.
Okay. That's cool. I think that it's funny that we ended up talking about this because I've been more like compelled into. I'm a very skeptical person that has dabbled in like mysticism and what am I trying to say? In multiple types of ways. Like I've tried doing witchcraft.
Mm-hmm.
I think that religion is mysticism.
I would agree.
Me
Because
too.
I believe that religious people believe in the stuff that they believe in because they want to. Not because they actually do necessarily.
Yeah, I don't think anyone who says they don't believe in religion is like denying themselves. Like they really don't believe it. Some people believe it. They just want to believe it.
Yeah. And I think that the more that I get older, the more I'm like, what is okay if you don't actually believe in it and you want to believe in it, and so you do believe in it. And I don't know if that makes sense to everyone, but
think
like,
so.
I think that's fair.
I've been surrounded by a lot of good examples of Christians, and this is not me saying that I'm like converting to Christianity, but I've been more open-minded to it because for a long time I haven't been surrounded by good examples of Christians, and like I think that the world isn't really. I don't think Christianity is represented very well in the world right now.
Mhm.
But I think that it is fun to be around people who represent it the way that maybe Jesus, if he is or was real, would have wanted Christians to be.
Yeah.
Um,
Like Cassie. She's Catholic, right? Our
yeah,
friend.
yeah, and Jacob's parents.
Okay, awesome.
So I think, I don't know, I'm open to it. Jacob and I were talking about maybe, well, I don't know if I want to put this on the podcast, but I've visited Unitarian churches.
What does that mean, Unitarian?
So it's like non-religious, but also multi-religious like places where people gather, like church, and like there might be like a pastor or a rabbi or both, or just like people from different types of religions.
That's
And they
cool.
all kind of come together, and like maybe they won't like preach, but they might read like a passage from like their religious texts, something that's like, you know, probably the least bit controversial, but just like the best parts of the Bible or like the best parts of the Quran or whatever. Things that like spread the message of like loving each other and like being good people.
Yeah.
So I've been to a church like that.
That's really cool.
With my aunt and my now dead uncle. Rest in peace.
Rip.
And I was like, I think it could be really fun to like go somewhere like that again, just for like testing out the waters of like what that community could look like.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Religion, specifically Christianity, has been like in the back of my mind recently.
Yeah, I think that's valid too. And also the Pope just died.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest like Catholic what's the word? Like political leaders, I guess, or just figures in the Catholic community, which was really sad. And I like was really sad about it, even though I don't find myself being Catholic or Christian, just because he was such a progressive figure for that sort of realm, as progressive as you can be for being the Pope. Like a lot of people were a lot of leftists online were criticizing the Pope still. Maybe I shouldn't say a lot. Some of them were, for not being like 100% accepting of the LGBTQ community, where it was still like his sort of thing was sort of like love the sinner, hate the sin, which, you know, isn't awesome, but that's as progressive as a Pope has been ever. And he was still accepting of LGBT people. And I think that we shouldn't be like, I don't know. I don't think while the Pope is dead, I don't think we should be like, well, he wasn't like leftist 100%. So therefore, I don't like him.
We gotta start somewhere, guys.
Yeah. And also, I think that he has done like such great work in terms of like accepting immigrants, in terms of like disagreeing with fascist figures, aka people like Trump. But I think that that's super awesome. I think I like Catholicism and Christianity as a concept. The only thing that I think that I dislike about it is that a lot of people that are involved in that religion are so because they want to be absolved of their sins more so than they believe in the like values that it teaches, because it is supposed to be like pro-immigrant, like pro-person, like being empathetic to people. And all of the people that identify as Christian, not all of them, but a lot of them are, let me rephrase that. A lot of like MAGA people and a lot of Trump supporters would identify as Christian or conservative, or like Catholic, but they aren't of the values that the Bible teaches. So I think it's mostly just like they want to go to heaven. They are scared of what's next. So they aren't actually practicing what they preach. It's just like self-preservation, which is what I think a lot of it comes from.
Yeah.
My main problem with religion is the lack of acknowledgement of science and the history of science.
Yeah.
It is very hard for me to like hold a conversation with someone who's religious and like refuses to acknowledge evolution.
Yeah.
And continues to just be like, no, God created man. Like, I actually like, that is like, I grew up having to go to church. When they taught me about evolution, I came home and was like, Mom, what the fuck? You told me that this man God made people. Yeah. And it turns out we didn't come that way. Like, what the hell? Ever since then, I can't stand when religious people they take the exit route of like, well, that's just what I believe. So we're just ignoring science straight up. Like, it's fine to believe in God and still believe in evolution, you guys. Totally fine. You can believe in two things at once.
Well, it's like if you pick and choose like what things you believe from scientists, like where do you draw the line? And clearly in like recent years, a lot of Christians have shown us where they draw the line, which is like nowhere, because a lot of them
very far to the right.
Yes. A lot of them don't even believe in like the efficacy of vaccines or masks, wearing face masks, or just like Western medicine in general. And like, I'm not like I believe in Western medicine, but I also believe in like herbalism and stuff too. But like, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Like a lot of people don't even believe in like NASA or like the world being a globe.
I had a question about this, about flat earthers. This has been like in my mind, and I've been like wondering when to ask this. Do they think that every planet is flat, or is it just Earth that they think is
Just
flat?
Earth, because we can see the other planets.
Well, it's like, why would Earth be the only flat one?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. If we're all like rotating around
Wait.
the sun.
Babe, Ethan. Do flat earthers think other planets are flat, or do they think they're round?
I don't know if they actually even believe that there's other planets, really.
Oh.
I don't.
We've just received word that flat earthers might not even believe in other planets.
Maybe they just think that they're stars.
Like we're the only planet?
We're like we're flat. There's ice walls, and like maybe there's a heaven planet.
Heaven planet?
It's not that out there. Mormons believe that. So
Oh, wow.
Well, Mormons have their own issues,
More information
and I'm not
is at the
afraid to say
tower.
that on the internet.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's fucking crazy. I love this episode because we're like, we don't believe in God, but we believe in mermaids.
No, I'm sitting here like, how dare you refute science? And I'm like, sirens are real.
I was thinking that, but
We're multifaceted. We're multifaceted women. God forbid a woman have multiple layers.
You know why? Because I will say I believe in sirens, but I still believe in science over that.
It's just
So if
fun.
science refutes something, I will take science aside.
They also don't believe in the moon.
They don't believe in the moon.
Flat earthers also don't believe in the moon.
but you can see it.
What do they think we're looking at? Is it like the Truman Show?
Jeez.
But they don't believe we went to the moon.
Oh yeah,
They
Oh,
don't believe that we actually left.
yeah.
I know that.
I can see
Right,
that.
right.
I know that, but I thought you meant like they just don't believe that the moon is real.
Sure, there's someone out there.
I'm sure there's someone out there. It's a projection.
Mm. But then there has to be a flat surface for it to be projecting on.
Correct.
It's the walls of our dome that keep us in.
Whatever. Yeah, I'm pretty skeptical of a lot of mystical things, but I still choose to believe in astrology because it is fun for me.
That's so funny.
Yeah. I also think astrology is like, I obviously get it. Listen, I know there's astronomers and that they are studying what they can. But sometimes I don't think that astrology can be studied scientifically because it's already its own little science, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Also, I feel like it's been followed by a lot of cultures for like hundreds to thousands of years. So I feel like I trust its like factual basis. It's like some holistic medicine where I'm like, I believe this not in a like Trump supporter way, but more so just like indigenous people have like used holistic medicine for hundreds to thousands of years. Like
Yeah.
other cultures have done it, therefore I believe in it.
I mean, like, look at how many different calendars there have been in the history of the world.
Yeah.
And we're just supposed to believe in the one we have picked right now.
There's so many different kinds of like years. Like there's Lunar New Year, there's Persian New Year, like just like modern practices.
I personally feel like this time of year is always when I feel like my year is restarting. I don't know if that's because
Chinese New Year.
it
Persian
could be
New
that. I don't know if it's
Persian
because
New
it's like
Year.
right after my birthday that I feel like that. I don't know what it is, but it's like this is the time of year when like I start wanting a new job. I start cleaning out my closet. And like I know it's spring too.
I was going to say
Yeah.
the motivation of springtime.
But that's when it feels like my new year. January feels like the slump of my fucking year.
Yeah.
Always. I
it
feel like the
usually
worst
is.
person ever.
Sorry to all the January babies out there. You kind of have the worst month, Loki.
Yeah, I would agree. Or like Christmas babies.
Yeah.
Not fun. Everyone ignores you.
I know. Sorry for you. That sucks.
Anyways.
I had something to say about what were we saying?
Conspiracy theories? Flat earthers?
Was it flat earthers?
Mysticism?
Oh yes. That's so funny that you're such a skeptic because I feel like I'm so gullible. Like I believe anything anyone tells me. I'm like, why would you lie to me? So if somebody tells me something, I'm like, I believe you. You're being honest, right?
I think that my skepticism has developed like specifically over the last like 2 years.
It's valid.
Yeah.
I have like something really off topic, but it's a thought I had
Go for it.
recently. Teenage boys are a huge contributor, obviously, to the insecurity of teenage girls because so many are so reluctant to show their actual like affection or like actually move on a crush.
So
And-
different.
I was thinking about this because I saw this video of this girl being like,
I just found this video that my crush took of me 9 years ago. Like my crush from 9 years ago took of me 9 years ago.
Mhm.
And it's like very clearly like he's in love with this girl. Like he's just taking videos of her laughing and stuff. And I'm like, that makes me so irritated because she probably thought like, wow, nobody's ever had a crush on me. This fucking sucks. I feel ugly. If this guy had just been like, hey, I think you're cute. Like, I know that like women should not base their like self-worth on men, but like, God, it feels nice to feel like you're not crazy and you're like, wow, he does actually like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is something that happens to teenage girls that we don't acknowledge, and it's all men's fault per usual.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think also amongst them, it's a problem that they make for themselves. I think it's one of those like, a lot of times they blame like women or other external factors, but like you're doing it to yourself sort of thing, where they like make fun of each other when they're in a relation, like teenage kids. They make fun of each other for having feelings or being in a relationship, or like just like they'll call them a simp or something for like being nice to their girlfriend. Like a lot of you do it to yourselves, I fear.
Mm-hmm.
I just think about how many times like I was probably like so crushed or felt like crazy when I had a crush on somebody and they're like, ew, no, I don't like you.
Yeah.
I was probably sitting there like, wow, I really thought they showed me all these signs. And then I was like, wow, must have not been signs all along. They were just too chicken.
Yeah. I was just thinking today, like I miss having a lot of crushes. I feel like it's so fun to have a crush when you're younger, and there's so many of them.
Oh my God, like that was the best part of being that age, besides, you know, being like 15 and depressed.
Mm-hmm.
No bills and so many crushes.
Yeah. There were so many options.
And Tumblr.
Yes. And it was like so exciting when you would meet someone from like a different high school or a different middle school, because it was like, you don't know me like that.
Yeah, it's like outside of your world. Like it feels so like, I don't know. It's like a different feeling.
You
It's like,
rebrand yourself.
Yeah, it's kind of like scandalous. You're like, ooh, I'm cool.
Yeah.
yeah, my boyfriend goes to another school, you guys.
Yeah.
Duh. This episode was so fun. It was so whimsical, I feel.
I'm very ready for ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go to ice cream and maybe Urban Outfitters.
Sweet treat.
Very down for Urban Outfitters.
Okay, let's wrap it up. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for listening. We will probably make more clips soon. Maybe not. I don't know. I have finals coming up, but we'll see. Okay, bye.
Alrighty. Later, haters.